Now, depending on the plugin you're using, it may actually be able to do this without any of that fancy wiring around here. Note on this particular plugin, it's made by SoftTube. It's a great compressor, FET compressor. And this has parallel inject. And what that means is that within the box right here, you can have full compression, or you could have full dry, or anything in between. So that's really like what we did before. We were mixing between the two levels right here. You can do that right in the box. It makes it a lot easier if you have a bunch of these instances across kick drum, snare drum, vocals, bass, things like that. It just works out really, really well because there's no extra wiring needed. Let's have a listen to this. So here, I mean, you really know a lot of these same things that you've seen before. You can see the gain reduction there, and you notice that it took a while to come back there. That's because the release is a little slow. You could make that a little faster, and then that would return to where it was. You'll notice that everything's very, very similar. Attack and release ratio, you've seen all of that stuff here. Hey, where's the threshold? Well, you'll find that there are some compressors out there that will treat threshold in a different way. This basically has a fixed threshold, and you can drive your input into that threshold by using the input right here. So in this example, if I was to bring that down here, then we probably won't have any gain reduction. Now we're driving it in. Okay, you can see we're passing that threshold because we're looking at the gain reduction right now. And let's imagine we're just going to max that out. I'm just going to mash this signal. And like I said before, with this parallel inject, you have full abilities to be able to change between the completely compressed side or the completely dry side, anywhere in between. A lot of people started calling this New York style compression, way back in the day when some producers started messing around with this and really crushing a drum signal and then just feeding that back in so that you can really have the best of both worlds. You can really crush a signal, but also still have some of the dynamics of the original performance there, but just kind of mix them together. You can either do that with some fancy routing like we did before, or if your process is allowed to do it in the box, you can do it with a handy little knob like this. Now there's one more routing option that we'll discuss, and that is serial compression. Now imagine I had a track that had large changes in volume in the course, over the course of that track, that I just wanted to even that up, and then I wanted to compress that. You can do this with multiple compressors in a row, or serial compression.